Hey, Ansel Ali here with Irshaad Kajim. I am the second place Kufta Award, so all the new presenters, check them out, check Irshaad, check Eric, all our contacts on KVTV. Learn how to be a presenter, practice, and come win an award. It's real nice, it's bad. Anyhow, we're here to do our end of year show pertaining to SMTT, one of our favorites.
And we at
Mayaro.
and this is KVTV. Grand Lagoon is a beautiful beach. So as Guayagarari it have, and also St. Joseph, which is one of the beaches that we are going to check.
Hi guys, my name is Khadija. This is KVTV and tonight we're at Red Runway. Hi, you're here today with Cali Village TV at Maracas Beach, one of the most popular beaches in Trinidad. As you can see, there's lots of people around. This beach is not empty.
Well, actually, I am new to this. I actually started with your first SMTT show this year. Would have been the Family Day in Attoboldan. Actually, you approached me and you say, I like to talk. So you decided to bring me in somewhere where I could talk and be seen as well. So I'd like to thank you for this experience. Also, Eric, for introducing me to the KVTV experience. The Englishman, the original. The original Englishman, yes. Yes, and I've been here for the whole year. I really enjoyed it. And the shows we have done this year for SMTT, I hope you all enjoyed it. We're going to give you a brief summary on what took place for this season of SMTT.
Yeah, some of the things you talk about TTRC Family Day interview with Robert Cadiz and Raul Mahabi. You'll see the clip in a while pertaining to, TTRC Family Day is basically about bringing everybody together to cook, lime, have a good time, do some car display of whatever cars are ready for the Family Day. It's just about togetherness with everybody involved. Not just Rally Club, but the other guys from the Ford Club, 4x4 Trailblazers, Drift, everybody in motoring on the whole. I did an interview with Robert and they put it into, how come Titasa wasn't there, And, well, you'll see the clip of what Raul said and our views and so on, and too many cooks spoil the broth, somebody said,
Ansel, I would also like to interject a little bit to say, to deal with motorsport, you had to have plenty belly. I know using man to deal with motorsport.
You understand? Physically and mentally. We all strive for one goal, which is unity in motorsport. That's what everybody trying to accomplish. The heads of the different entities, that is their responsibility. Not KVTV and not Ansel Ali and Irshaad Kajim. That is for those different entities. So I'll make that very clear. We interviewed Sheldon Bissessa, the Trinidad Rocket. The last time he did this year was up to Family Day time. He did 5.1, is it, right? 243 miles per hour in a quarter mile. I mean, that's phenomenally fast.
That car could go that fast on a quarter mile,
Why with that weight?
He had to have belly.
Yeah, he has told me on a couple of occasions he incurred some injuries due to the gravitational force, the G-force in that car, like shattering jawbone, dislocated shoulder and so on. So, for the viewers there, speed is one thing, but when you reach at that level, that G-force, you can get serious damage if you're not physically fit. Me, I ain't saying nothing in that. My belly reached my back.
You could fit in it first to begin with?
You need a real big foot for that to get him out.
I'll grease you out.
You'll see some clips on Rally Trinidad. We did some interviews there. Irshaad, you were more the Rally Trinidad guy because I was occupied elsewhere.
Yeah, you was dealing with, from what I have heard, a Subaru. Yeah, Rally Trinidad has always been a very nice event. A lot of competitors.
You can't make that statement for Jody Ali's Super Rare. That is a different monster altogether. You can't call it a slower rare. Careful.
That is true. Big up Jody Ali, Dream Cars.
That's 666.
That's 666 different. Hoping to see that on the rally track soon. Ansel here offer, say you help you put on the graph suspension and get ready. Yeah, back to Rally Trinidad. Rally Trinidad was a 3-day event held by the Trinidad and Tobago Rally Club. Day one started at the Hazy Crawford Stadium, where myself and we had also a new presenter, Dr. Lester Phillip. We had Jonathan Tario and Susanna Ramchad. And we actually that was their first time being there. And we enjoyed the footage completely, the event completely. We got some interviews with Dean out of Barbados. We got with some of the spectators. And personally, that night was very, very spectacular. Day two, we were in Bronte and Cedar Hill, down in South Trinidad. We got some interviews with Terry Stamfer out of the UK, one of the world's leading tuners. Also, Ed Sparkman, one of the best mechanics, I would say, in the country. Second to my boy here, Ansel. And maybe third to myself. Yeah, but it was a very good event. And day three was at Jack and Jill in Couva. And then, it was supposed to have been at...
We ran at Bronte as well.
Well, yes, we ran at Bronte in the morning. And then in the evening, we went to Brian Lara. But as you would have seen in the clip proceeding, police shot me down. So that kind of left a bad taste in my mouth to the actual police that they were shut down a high event and a big event of that caliber. You know what I'm saying, Ansel?
That's still kind of iffy. As we haven't gotten the info as the purpose or the reason for the police to do that. So we're not going to get involved in the who and the why in that. That is not what KVTV is about. So if you all want to ask us about that, wrong avenue. You need to ask the EXO of TTRC that.
I know what is. That was, I was sort of really, really bad, I would say, on the police that, yeah, you might have seen some problems, but at least maybe one stage self-run. But as Ansel say, we are really going to get into that. The next show we did was SMTT special on why does Trinidad and Tobago do not have a proper racing facility. We were a 4-person panel made up of the Englishman, Ansel, myself, and Dr. Phillip. And you'd like to take a shoot at Ansel?
Well, yeah, skip something because prior to that panel, we had the first rally for the year, which was in Jack and Jill. And
Right.
there were a couple newbies, not newbies meaning new into rally, but new for that stage because the last time we run Jack and Jill, I believe, was in 08.
Correct, yes.
So the other guys who came on after 08, it's new to them. We had one major incident on the first stage, which was Robert. Unfortunately, he rolled his car, but he came out fine. His navigator was okay, everything. That's why we stress in approved road kits material and proper design and everything to avoid human injury. Iron could fix anytime, any day. So thank God for that. Those guys came out fine. I think Jody and they as well too had rolled Jody and Prentice.
Yeah, in Rally Trinidad.
That was in Rally Trinidad. On the same stage.
No,
Same Jack and Jill.
They rolled in Cedar Hill.
Right, Cedar Hill, right? So, and that was the two major for the entire year of rallying. Those guys came out scratch-free, not a scratch on them. So that's the importance that we strive on speed. You must practice safety.
I may sound bad, but if I was to comment on the both rolls, I would say Jody roll looked best now because he rolled once, he come back, they fix back, and he went and he rolled a second time. No offense, Jody and Prentice, but it does look good.
It looked good, but I sure didn't feel good inside it.
True.
You know?
Not to get bad, I understand.
Yeah.
But you have been on your hood a few times in rally.
Once in 2008 in pre-sale in the night.
I remember that. You forgot to turn on the headlights. You couldn't see.
Anyhow, it's very ridiculous. We had a panel, as Irshaad was saying, with Eric, Irshaad, myself, and Dr. Lester. And this basically was to discuss why Trinidad and Tobago hasn't not got a motorsport facility as yet. All of us express our views. Some of the viewers, who view that video, express their views as well too, their opinions. But government time for us to get a motorsport facility. That this is for all disciplines: karting, drifting, drag, circuit, rally, everything. Even the 4x4 guys. We need a home for motorsport, and we're trying to encourage as much as we can the illegal racing in the street. We don't approve of this. And those of us who don't approve of illegal street racing will not even go to be onlookers or bystanders, because you don't like it, it's wrong, so we ain't gonna be there. So that's one thing I guarantee you'll never see this fat face in no illegal drag racing on the road at all. We interviewed Zach Waddle for the first rally for this year as well too. He unfortunately couldn't have raced that day because working on his vehicle and a tool slip and crack his ribs. Unfortunate for him, he had to lay it up for 6 weeks prior to getting back in the car. We interviewed Mr. Michael Hira and Junior Phillips. Junior raced his brother's box Lancer with a 1800 turbocharged cc Lancer engine. Michael Hira is from a father-son team that rides a Subaru. I asked Michael, which does he prefer now, the rear-wheel drive box Lancer or the Subaru? You'll see the clip as to what he said. I ain't gonna tell you, you'll see it for yourself. Hear it from his mouth.
Then you had with John Powell.
You interview John Powell. You talk about John Powell. I ain't gonna go there.
John Powell, in my eyes, I could say is a god, a racing god. This man has gone to WRC. This man has gone to NACAM. This man has gone to Jamaica. This man has gone to Barbados. And he's feared all those countries. That man could drive. You put that man in a box cart, he could go fast. He has been racing for umpteen years. 20 years plus, from what my understandings are.
Probably, yeah.
I spoke to him at the first event. He was having some car troubles. I believe it was the alternator was going in the car, and he wasn't performing at his best. But we also spoke about the lookings for WRC this year, which didn't come off as planned. But what he did, he actually brought his WRC car to Jamaica, the Ford Fiesta, and he drove in Jamaica. And he did really well. He came second place behind Jeffrey Panton. And hopefully next year we should see the car in Trinidad. John, if you're listening, we were riding the car, That's making. I know how he fit in, but I still smoke.
We need to add some extra horsepower to carry either one of us.
Nah, man, my weight good. My weight good. Anyhow, KBTV, you see, we, how I would put it, we are not stush people. We funny, we make jokes, we have a good time, but we down to business. After we interviewing,
Funny humor, funny and looks.
Right. After interviewing John, we interviewed Erica Dinu and Davy Nat with the Toyota Starlet. They were having some turbo problems actually. And they also spoke about upgrading the engine to 1500 for the Rally Trinidad, which to my knowledge didn't come off but they actually still finished Rally Trinidad.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. Because that car had a lot of teething issues, have been juggled around to different drivers, but I believe Devi has found the car, found the bugs, and can actually pilot the car really good because of his solo decks and Dragon Wine background. So
He'll rally the turbocharged Swift.
Ah, boy.
The oxymoron.
Sounds like a plan. I don't know what to say about that one. Genevieve, if you're listening, cock your ears. Then after that, I believe you interviewed James Betts.
No, prior to James Betts, I interviewed Mr. Christian Bourne and Jesus de Gans. That team, I think Christian finally found a compatible navigator for him. Because he passed a couple of navigators from what I've seen, and I think from what I've noticed this year, not rallying and looking at Christian Bourne driving style and his whole application towards a rally car, I think Jesus does him justice. And I know if you think differently or not. Jesus said Christian listens to him and so on. I believe Jesus works for Christian, but that is not the case when it comes to rallying. There's no employee, partner thing. Is about sharing one brain, two people trying to share one brain, and I think that team going to kick some butt next year.
But one little thing to add to that, I don't know if you remember, yesterday everything went good for Christian. Remember one of the runs in Bronte earlier this year?
Yes, he rolled, yeah.
The turnover.
Yeah. But that particular date on that one day Bronte run, everybody had problems because the weather was real bad that day. That I canceled a few stages well, and certain parts of the course became flooded. They had to lay back a bit, see the water subside and so on. So
we drive cars couldn't get grip.
Yeah, just imagine that. Some cars who have almost 50-50 traction with brand new tires, mud tires, not getting grip, and that's how bad it is sometimes. And there's nothing you can do about it. I just have to just sit back and wait a while and see the clock of the course will go through and make sure it's fairly safe for the races to continue, and then they will continue on. It was unfortunate those guys rolled that day, but it was cosmetic from what I saw. The car is nothing major or as bad as Robert's car earlier in the year or Jody's car twice in one race event. But
you know what's sad for this year now too, man? We didn't see a certain blue and red through the queue running.
That car retired before it expire.
I know that, but
moving on. NARA is a new motorsport body concerned with drags that came on the scene recently. They had 2 or 3 drag meets for this year. We covered one. Unfortunately, night videoing is very difficult because it's poor lighting in the night, and to try and video or get footage of a vehicle racing down either a quarter mile or worse off in the bush on a gravel stage is impossible to do videos properly where you can enjoy the video unless you light up the whole course. So NARA had a drag event in the night and we declined to go because of that reason, and that reason only. Just to set the record straight for those who in doubt why KBTV did not cover the night event at NARA. However, NARA to me seemed to be going down a straight and narrow path in terms of getting things done right. Just like similar to the other motorsport bodies. Not to impugn anyone in particular. Unfortunately, the turnout wasn't all that great on their first event. Just like anything else, you now start. So if you open a roti shop today, you ain't gonna get 200 customers today. Yeah, understand? So it's just progressively over time, and people get to know who those guys are and so on. And I believe they will do well. And from what I've seen or hearing with the other different motorsport entities, that they're actually trying a lot harder than before to become one body and one entity. So I think that is the main issue why we have got now motorsport, because of there's too much of pulling and tugging within the different motorsport bodies. If they can't unify, then there's pressure for
You know what I want to tell Ansel?
a motorsport arena.
I observe something. You have been in the racing longer than me. Look at, let me say, for example, TTRC. To my knowledge, there's no pulling and tugging in TTRC. And look, we get Bronte, we get Cedar Hill, we have Reform, we have Jack and Jill, we have Said Park, etc.
Right.
Well, I don't know why people like Titasa and Titundra and NARA and all those other people take pattern to what Barry McKenzie and all of those guys in TTRC are doing.
Well, that's as a politics, I don't want to get involved in it. Like I say, we're not about that. However, to each his own is what I can say, and I think anybody or 3 or 4 different entities want to start to get unity, they will have their dialogue, and each will help the other in that aspect. I am to assume such. Whatever information I have regarding that, may be good or bad, but I ain't going to air that. I am not a motorsport body mediator. Right? That's an offline discussion. Moving on, the drift guys started something new. A few years ago, I know Kerry was one of the first guys who started drifting, and he was starting by trying to carry on practice sessions and classes and so on for people who want to learn to drift. But now, from what I know, then was the drift world have come so large that they want to do this on a more regular basis. I think the guy said there's 8 events they want to do for 2014. And that's amazing, you know. So now the drift guys, you know, sometimes, you know, twice or 3 times for the year you may see them or hear about them. Like, shucks, drifting was yesterday, you know. But I think now they're going to get more ads and so on. Also, more people will know about them and so on. I think they have a small fee for a practice day before competition starts at 3.
You bring a car, you pay the fee, and you come and they teach you how to race.
I think they're looking towards right now
Acquiring a car.
not acquiring a car, but if somebody doesn't have a car and want to practice, you know, there'll be a cost involved where they could use somebody else's vehicle, you know, one of the more experienced guys, and drift.